up guys, and welcome back to another video. So as you can see by the title of this video, I'm doing a Q&A today, and before we hop into it, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Skillshare. If you're unfamiliar with Skillshare, they're an online learning community with hundreds of different classes ranging from digital art design, photography, film, writing. Speaking of art, since today is a Paint With Me Q&A, one of my favorite classes from Skillshare is the Digital Illustration for All class taught by Lacey Jordan. And she basically takes you through the step-by-step process of creating a self-portrait digitally, which I found really cool and really fun. So if it's a class that you just want to take, or if it's like something you're interested in trying something new, I highly recommend that class, and I'll leave a link to that class specifically in the description box. Skillshare also has no ads, meaning that you can take your classes and remain focused without having to worry about any pop-ups or any distractions. Not to mention, they're always launching new classes, so there's literally always something to do and you'll almost never be bored. Skillshare has also been kind enough to offer the first 1,000 of you to click the link in the description box a free 1-month subscription of their premium membership. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend checking them out. Thank you again, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video, and without further ado, let's get back into it. What is up guys, and welcome to another Paint With Me Q&A. So the other day I actually uploaded a little Q&A box on my Instagram stories, and I let you guys ask me some questions. So I was going to take a look at those today and answer them. So let's just hop right into it. So one of the first ones was, will you share your recipes on the blog outside of the ebook? And yes, I obviously will. I just haven't really been uploading a lot of recipes on the blog and on Instagram in general because I've just been so invested in getting the ebook done and ebook ready. And I'm really excited to say that it is almost done. I think I have right now, as of today, about like 8-ish recipes left to make. So I figured I could smash all those out this week and then prep the ebook, put the finishing touches on it, and it'll be out by closely, I think, mid-July. So that's really exciting, and I'm definitely gonna do a Q&A on my Instagram specifically geared towards the ebook, so you can feel free to ask me any questions you might have. But yeah, that's a little update on that. The next question is, how do you deal with poor self-body image and continue to eat normally? Now, I think the answer to this question for me at least took a while to put into practice myself, and I think that's looking at my relationship with food and my body as separate, in that food does not equate to my own self-worth and how I choose to view my body. It is simply fuel and nourishment, and what I do and what I eat, how much I eat, has in no way an impact on my own self-worth. So I choose to look at food as like a form of self-care for me. So like, regardless as to how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling bloated, if I'm feeling sad, no matter how I'm feeling, I'm still going to nourish my body, because in my mind, I've programmed my mindset to see food as healing, not as food to be like scary or the enemy, which it's so important to realize that food isn't out to get you, that your body's smart and that your body's not out to get you all the time. It wants to be your friend, it wants to help you thrive. So that's something that really helped me. So my thoughts on Shadow and Bone. Now, I haven't finished the show yet. I have, I think, 1 episode left, but in regards to the book, so far I like it. I'm trying to read the second one now, and it's just been really hard for me to go back into the world. Like, it doesn't seem as enticing compared to other books I've read. But I think what messed it up for me kind of was seeing like the trailer of the show before reading the book. I think it just really skewed my perception and how I view the characters and how I pictured the world in my head. Not to say that the show didn't do a good job at replicating the world, but I usually am the kind of person that likes to read the book before I ever like watch the show or the movie. Basically what I'm saying is, it kind of left me little room to use my imagination to draw the world and the characters in my head, because I had already seen what the world and the characters looked like in the show. But overall, I would say I really enjoyed the book itself, and I'm just hoping that this month I can finish the second one and maybe the third one. We'll see. I've kind of fallen into another little reading slump, but we're gonna get back into it. And another one also asked if I wanted to start reading, what books would you recommend to me? And I have a whole list. I can leave a list in the description box, but for me, some of my favorite books is the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber, obviously the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. Let's see, A Song of Achilles and Circe is amazing. They're both by Madeline Miller, and those are also one of my favorite books ever. Ooh, and I would also say the book We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I just finished reading that book and man, it literally wrecked me. So if you want a book like that, I highly recommend it, but I will definitely leave a link to all the books that I'm mentioning and a couple others in the description box if you're interested. Another quick little question is, how tall are you? So I am 5'3", I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm around that height. And it's actually kind of funny because I'm the oldest sibling, yet I'm also the shortest. My siblings are 6 foot and my sister's 5'10". So I don't know where I got the 5'3" gene, but you know, we're just vibing. It's okay. Life's life. But yeah, that's that one. And then another question is, how do I deal with anxiety around food and do I still experience it? So I wouldn't say for me, I don't really deal with anxiety around specific foods. I think it's more like the situation surrounding the food. And I think that just goes back to how it's always more than the food at the end of the day. Like, it's not the food necessarily you're anxious about. It could possibly be like the underlying emotions and motives and situations behind the food, and how food is really only a symptom of something deeper. So I would say in regards to dealing with it, I just remind myself that I'm more than food, that my worth does not lie in what I eat or how much I eat, and also that this is an opportunity for me to be more compassionate to myself. It's not something to worry about, but it's a gift and a blessing to express compassion and gratitude towards myself and take care of myself. So that's how I choose to look at it, always with a positive mindset as best I can, but just know that you can get through it and that it's not the end of the world. Okay, another question I got was, do I still deal with bloating? And the answer is obviously yes. Bloating is so normal. It's not something only limited to recovery or those going through recovery, but it's literally a normal bodily function that our bodies go through. And it's not something to be scared of. It's not something to feel insecure about. It's just something to accept and acknowledge that it's a natural thing we go through. I mean, I think it's sad that society today has painted bloating to be some bad thing that you can avoid, but bloating is really unavoidable at the end of the day, and it's something you should embrace and not try and run away from, because when you try to run away from it, it only kind of makes it worse. But yeah, and again, related to the last question too, whenever I am going through bloating, I also look at it as an opportunity to be kinder to myself and just really embrace the body I've been given and thank it for all it can do for me. Okay, so we're gonna quickly end this Q&A with a couple rapid fire questions. So one of the ones is PB and banana or PB and apple, and I'd say PB and banana. Peanut butter and banana is definitely an experience, and if you add dates with it, chef's kiss, amazing. So that's that. And then favorite thing to bake, I would say anything with chocolate. I think my favorite thing to bake is my vegan Samo cookies, which I just made for the ebook a little bit a while ago. And I will actually be including, getting back to the ebook, I will be including some recipes that I posted on the blog, but a majority of them will be new recipes. So that's really exciting. Favorite book of all time. This one's a tough one because it's not just one book, and I really find it hard to limit it down to one book. But if I had to choose one book, I'd have to choose a series. And I think that series would be either Caraval or A Court of Thorns and Roses. Moreover, the second book, or no, I would say A Court of Silver Flames would be my favorite book as of right now. Do I track calories? No, I do not track calories. I don't believe in tracking calories. I don't think it's necessary. But then again, everybody is different, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Favorite cereals. At the moment, I don't really, most of the cereals I have are pretty basic. I think my favorite one though is the Kashi. It's like Cinnamon Crunch, I think is what it's called. That's one of my favorites. And then I know Larabar has a cereal and it's like peanut butter chocolate chip cashew or something. But yeah, I'd also say that's a really good one to try. Alright guys, that's gonna kind of wrap it up for this little Q&A. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you have any other questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to get to them and answer them if I can. But know that I'm sending you all so much love and good vibes, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!